Hey everybody, I guess I have to make this video to just clear a few things up. Rumor mill keeps turning. That's not a song, but maybe it should be. Anyway, so there have been some truly malicious rumours and theories floating around me lately. Hurtful messages flying around, jealous people trying to hurt me, trying to hurt Mr. Owl, trying to make me look bad, gossipy people just wanting something to bitch about. It started from what suddenly appeared on Facebook and naturally led people to make assumptions. And unfortunately, people love to assume the worst rather than give the benefit of the doubt. While studying narratology at university, I learnt that when there are gaps in a story, the reader naturally fills them in. Most of the time, it's obvious, mundane stuff that you can just assume happens. But reality is not a book. People's natural inclination is to fill holes with negative stuff that can demonize others. The natural search for a hero and a villain in every story. But reality is not like that, and no story is ever as simple as it looks. Surely you know this from your own experiences. I don't feel like it's really anyone else's business but ours, to be honest, but apparently my personal life is everybody's business now. So, from the beginning. Since Mr. Owl and I had got together and started dating years ago, we had always known that I wanted to travel and spend time living overseas, and that he was less keen on the idea. We hummed and hawed about possible compromises, but a lot of them weighed on our future financial situation and other variables. Travel is one of the most important things to me. I've always had this unyielding, insatiable wanderlust, and if I can't satisfy it, I just get miserable and trapped. If you keep up with me, you'll know that a couple of months ago I crowdfunded a trip to Germany and America to meet so many of my lovely YouTube followers in person. I had the time of my life and I couldn't remember being happier. So after I got refused entry to the UK and posted back to New Zealand, I was devastated. Back in New Zealand, I was truly miserable, and some around me could feel the radiating misery vibes. Mr. Owl told me to just go, because he wanted me to find a way to be happy and hoped we could figure out a way to make that happen, whether it involved being with him in my future or not. I couldn't really afford the plane ticket, but I was like, fuck it, and just booked a one-way ticket to Germany, as one does, where I had had so much fun and such a good experience. I had no plans for what I would do once I got there, but that's just how I roll sometimes. I was being spontaneous and seeking adventure and new challenges, and everyone kept telling me to do what was right for me, for myself, and I had to square with the idea that doing so wasn't selfish, because it certainly felt it. We're only on this earth once, and life is short. Denying ourselves happiness to satisfy others, regardless of who those others are, is a bit stupid. Mr. Owl and I had discussed that if I decided not to come back to New Zealand, that there was a real possibility that we would part ways. It was a sad thing to contemplate, and far from an easy decision to make. Probably the hardest decision I've ever made. I had repeated nightmares about being in Wellington, and I would wake up feeling relieved to still be in Germany. I figured that was my subconscious telling me something. So I decided to stay in Europe where my soul could be contented. Even if it meant I would be lonely. Even if it meant I would have to hurt the person I loved the most in the world. Anyway, he and I, ultimately, we wanted different things from life. It's as simple as that. He and I didn't want to spend the same amount of time on the same side of the world, and I felt trying to have a mostly long-distance relationship would have been very lonely for both of us, not to mention very expensive if we wanted to visit each other. So we didn't tell anyone, except close friends and family, that we had split up. Because, really it's no one else's business, and it was a difficult emotional period. We didn't announce anything publicly. Now, what really stirred shit is that I entered a new relationship not too long afterwards. Naturally, going almost straight from one relationship to another looks very suspicious, but it wasn't. It didn't help that I had been friends with this new person for a few months, and so had appeared in a few photos together, tra-la-la. So some people jumped to the conclusion that I must have been secretly seeing this guy for a while and chucked Mr. Owl to be with him. That is definitely not what happened. That is definitely not. I can see how it looks that way, but it certainly isn't. I did nothing wrong. Mr. Owl did nothing wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. There is no villain in this story. And so, as to be expected, this new person, this new guy, was excited to tell the world and insisted on making it Facebook official. And I knew that doing so was a bad idea. Don't tell me I know it was a bad idea. I argued about it, I knew what the reaction would be, but he had doubts about me taking the relationship seriously. I mean, whatever, fair enough. And also my mum told me to go ahead and put it online. I really didn't want to, but I agreed to it. So most people didn't know that Mr. Owl and I had split up. All they saw was that I was suddenly with someone else. So I got a lot of hate from people that I love and care about. From some of the people I love most in the world, and it was in getting those things said to me, it was incredibly hurtful. It was really, truly painful. I got blocked, deleted, insulted, bitched about, gossiped about, and it just looked like I was some selfish cunt who was hurting someone I loved. I bore the brunt of all that. But it showed me who my real friends were. Like, I got some lovely supportive messages from friends who, unlike others, knew I wasn't a bitch and gave me the benefit of the doubt. So a few people have been saying I said things I never said, did things I never did, and the same about this new guy making him look bad too. It smacks of jealousy, which is pure ugliness. It shows they have nothing better to do with their lives. As if the situation wasn't difficult, stressful, and sad enough. But, you know, I'm a grown-up and I've dealt with this sort of shit before. You know, where obviously crazy people make up stories about you, say you said things, did things, were planning on evil schemes, etc. It's such fucking crap. Such crap. And the last thing any of us need is for this already difficult situation to be made any worse by just random assholes. Thank you very much. It's one of the hardest things I've personally ever dealt with. So the bitches can stop their bitching. Everyone's innocent in this story. Sorry to disappoint. No one's done anything wrong. Mr. Owl and I talk regularly because, you know, we're grown-ups and deal with stuff the way grown-ups should. So yeah, I'm still in Germany. I put myself in debt to come here. But the way I see it is that money is replaceable and time isn't. Hard as it was, I had to do what was right for me. It seems a bit crazy, but hey. Life is short. Why spend it unhappy? So if you have any questions, or if there's a gap I've left unfilled, here is your chance to ask. Not that it's really anyone's business but ours, but I've been forced to make this video so that the hurtful, defaming, rumours and gossip will stop. It's ridiculous, and those people really need to go and find lives of their own. So to those who have given all the small donations to our wedding to view the live stream, I've been trying to figure out how to refund those. I'm not yet sure if I can, but if not, then I shall definitely find a special way to make it up to you all. And thank you so much to all the kind and supportive people who've sent kind messages. It's a hard situation, but as they say, you have to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Anyway, take care, be kind to each other, and see you next time for something a bit happier. Bye. Oh my god, a bat just fucking flew over my head. I'm serious, like an actual bat just flew over my head. Oh my god, another one.